Welcome to PUBG Pull-Ups. I'm your host Matrym, and this week we're going to be going through a very important shack from PCS3 Grand Finals week number 1. In this episode, we'll be pulling up on the match-ending battle between Oath and Veritas, and all the smaller battles at the Shack of Death that led to the final showdown.
To be fair, just getting across to the shack, if they really needed to, which they don't, it's really Oath that has to move, but it's going to be difficult because Veritas, as you said, the cover there is not phenomenal.
Kieran, maybe see if anybody's going to... Oh, they're actually going to push up to his side. He finds the first one. Jazz are going to fall now. He opens up again with the Groza. Doesn't find that second knock, though. He does
Beautiful.
now. Oath could actually turn this around here. Michael going to knock down PatCap, so...
Shots actually on Snakers. He's got to be careful, but he's going to find the spray, and what a hell of an end.
What we see here is a setup of position. A ridgeline for Veritas, a shack for Sonics, and the high ground coming up from Oath, each with their own advantages and disadvantages. New circle pops and only Sonics are in the zone. This means that Veritas is going to have to move from the ridgeline and Oath is going to have to move from their high ground advantage. Sonic's easiest team to aggress against is going to be Veritas, and instead of waiting for danger to come to them, decide to make a little bit more of a gamble. A quick grenade from Michael, Veritas managed to land right on top of mine, leaving Sonics to only have one firing angle. Keenan makes a quick car push back down the hillside to where Mime's location is and get a foothold to try to capitalize against Sonic's shack location. This is where things start to go pretty bad for Sonics. Tiggleton goes for a molly that just does not work out. H1 finds himself forced to leave position and quickly decimated, dropping us down to a 3v4 between Oath and Veritas. With no Sonic shack to contend with, Veritas quickly moves along the road, using the slight decline to give themselves a firing line and multiple angles to try to contain an Oath's positioning. The next circle pops, and Veritas is sitting comfortable. All of their members are sitting in a strong position and inside the safe zone. Oath, on the other hand, doesn't have a single player that doesn't have to reposition for safety. Snaker's flank finds a good angle onto Jazza, and he is quick to exploit it with a nice spray to drop Jazza to his knees. Balefrost instantly runs forward to a rock, but right back behind the shack to try to use a new firing angle. Smokes on the angle between Snakers and Veritas allow Snakers to creep almost towards the road, enabling much more power from that flank position while also repositioning from a point Veritas knows where he was just at. PatCaps, who has been playing the backline for Oath, sees his opportunity and tries to find some little dips to reposition using the hillside to his advantage. Veritas is starting to realize that a little bit of control is being lost inside the circle. Keenan sends it to the shack, narrowly avoiding multiple Molotovs being thrown his way. The blue is now closing behind Veritas, and they have the numbers advantage, shack control, as well as having denied a lot of vision back over towards Oath. It's time to begin to make their move. While this is going on, Pat moves into a little bit more of an aggressive position right behind the truck. Veritas makes the call to push away from Snaker's side flank, instead moving right over into PatCap's line of fire. PatCaps holds his calm, rips apart Jazz at D-trades almost instantly as they leave the smoke wall. BTS's Michael steps forward and flicks a ton of damage back over towards it, and it's a quick exchange. As things begin to collapse on the other side of the flank, Veritas' Keenan knows he has to make a play from the shack, but is going to be instantly dropped from Balefrost on another angle, now dropping us into a 2v1 situation. Michael is still just trying to make a play on the outside of this, knows the fact that he does not have a lot of cover to work with, and instead moves back over towards the one cover point that he has, trying to use his teammates to provide a little bit more cover and information. With Oath now having complete control over the center and the shack, Snakers begins to use the truck right in front of him for cover, makes a tight peek around the corner, and gets a quick spray to allow Oath to get a 13-kill win for the first round of the Grand Finals. There were a ton of sweeping factors and limitations that came out for Oath for them to get this win. Instead of trying to force a play on their own, they instead used their smarts and game knowledge to listen in for firefights and use the opportunities other teams presented to move into safer positions. Finding these flanks are what opened up the doors to what was going to be a problematic firefight coming up from Oath. They managed to slowly move their line forward right up next to Veritas, who had been holding their line for quite a while. And once everything started to shift back over towards the other direction, PatCap's clutch double kill comes up at a very needed time for his team, while also having trust on his teammates on the other side to protect his firing angles and taking down Keenan. It's the team working together and having trust in each other, and that's how Oath ultimately got their victory. For more amazing displays of skill and casting, make sure you tune into the Grand Finals week number 2 going on this weekend. Be sure to also tell us about your favorite plays from week number 1 down in the comments below. I'll see you next time on Pull-Ups.